So here we have the second version of the X-Sight shooting lenses, and already you can see there's quite a change to the packaging. That's really nice. I like this. Gives you quite a cool sort of look as to what you're going to be getting. A little bit of the logo poking through. It's called the 2RX this time round. Obviously, as I say, it is the second version of, and in this case you can get a prescription insert for the lenses, which obviously is where the RX comes from. Probably one of the most requested features that I certainly came across in the 2 years that just over that I've been using these lenses, talking with other archers about them. You can see on the back of the box it's got loads of information about the various design elements. Quite a lot of that is new to this particular version, so quite looking forward to getting the box open. Okay, this is actually not easy to do one-handed, but my office isn't quite as it should be yet, so I'm filming this on my phone. So here we go, there's the box open, and we have the distinctive X-Sight box inside for the lenses, although this is quite different this time around. Rather than being fabric, it's got a kind of carbon look to it. Got a nice feel to it as well, which is good. So just take that out, and you also get a little card in there giving you information about how to stay in touch with the company, which is nice, and a nice little touch on the back of it. Thanks for your order. So yeah, thanks for a good product, X-Sight, that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, this is the box. Seems to be about the same size as the last version, but I say it's just made out of a different material. So let's see if we can get that unzipped, and one-handed is going to be fun, but shows it is possible. And have a look at the product itself. I've seen obviously photos, bits and pieces being released throughout the development, so we were getting some nice teasers, which was good to see. But it's nice to actually get a look properly at the lenses themselves. And here we are. So I went for a custom set of lenses based on the fact that I have an awful lot of the original colours. So I was looking for things that would complement the sets that I'd already got, and using my knowledge of certain colours and how they work for me, I went for a set of colours that I think will give me certainly a good baseline for pretty much every condition. I can always add to it at a later stage, because that's the beauty of this system. So we've got here the first lenses that I've pulled out, which are the ones with the arms actually already attached. And already you can see a difference in the fact that if I just come here, we have a already attached nose piece. I've never actually shot with a nose piece on, so it's going to be interesting to try it, but that can come off. We have the ventilation system, which is across here. I hadn't really found much of a fogging issue, unless it was obviously dire weather, until starting to shoot in the lenses indoors with face mask going on and off between ends. So I think that is going to be a real boon now that we are in a slightly different situation to one that we were in when I first started shooting with these lenses. Anyway, yeah, these are the crimson lenses. So they are a new colour that's been added to basically sit between the light brown and the dark brown. So it's designed for the more normal sort of British summers, shall we say, where the sun is fairly bright, but it's not really bright enough necessarily to need the actual dark brown lens, unless like me you are particularly photosensitive, and then you will get the odd day. So I think this lens is probably going to get a lot of use from a lot of archers now. So that's just, we'll just look at the actual colours at the moment, and then I'll have a look at the other features. So here we are with the purple, which is a deeper shade of the purple that I'm used to shooting with. Sorry, just rattling a piece of paper here as I get my order out. So this is the electric purple lens. As you can see already, that is quite deep shade. That's pretty much what I've gone for, is deeper shades of colours that I use a lot. Purple I tend to use a lot for overcast days. It became my go-to lens really because it can cope with changeable days as well. So I think this should probably be one of my favourite lenses. We'll see how it goes. But that's quite a nice colour. I'm liking that already. You can see here, this is part of the new system for attaching the arms. It's quite different from the old system where you had to actually clip it straight onto the plastic of the lens itself. So I think that's probably going to be even easier to change. Generally, lenses on the first version were quite easy to change anyway, but occasionally I would find a lens that had one side that was a little bit more stubborn, and I always used to get a little bit worried about doing some damage. But you soon get used to it. But I think these are going to be even easier to use. Actually, I'm already seeing that the anti-fogging is working quite well there, because sometimes when you put your hand on the side of the lens, if I just come in here, got my finger on there, there you go, that's clearing quite quickly. So when you're actually changing the lenses in certain conditions, it can be quite frustrating that you do get a bit of fog turns up. So this is the HD Extreme Orange lens. Orange lens I tended to use more for evening shooting during the summer. It tends to extend your shooting hours, basically, is my findings, because it makes it seem as though the sun is out for a lot longer than it is, and you get some really spectacular sunsets viewed through these lenses. Sometimes it's quite a disappointment to take them off afterwards. So again, these are a much deeper, more extreme version of the colour. So I think these are going to be really good for keeping that relaxed feeling as you go further into the sort of twilight, almost that sort of dusk time of shooting. If you're like me, you like to get as many hours as you can out on the range. So that's nice, I'm liking that already. Next is the Extreme, HD Extreme Yellow. I've not shot in yellow very much. I did shoot in yellow on Good Friday because it was a really dull, overcast, horrible, typical April day really, and I found initially it made things seem a little bit brighter. Orange wasn't really cutting it on that particular day for some reason. I think it was just the tonality of the lighting, but the yellow just lifted things. Your eyes fairly quickly get used to the colour, and then I realised when I took them off how dull it actually was. Again, this is quite a deep kind of colour, so hopefully on a dull day like that, this should be quite useful. I would probably go for that on a day when I know the sun's not likely to come out, whereas I would probably go for the purple on a day where I know it's going to be a bit more changeable. And last but by no means least is the Ultra Blue lens. Now, Ultra Blue was an incredibly popular lens. The Revo version with the mirroring, every time I went to buy it, it had sold out. It just was so popular. It's got quite a, I don't know if it's coming through on here on the camera, but it's got, to my eye, quite a kind of greeny tinge to it as well, which is quite nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. I use blue lenses for indoor shooting mainly. It's a lens that can quite easily knock back the yellow cast of the indoor lighting. I think with this stronger version, it's probably going to be even better for some of those really awkward places that you shoot at indoors, which have got a really kind of orangey, yellow, horrible tinge to the light, which can really make your eyes hurt if, again, you're photosensitive like I am. I think generally these will just be really good for that low lighting every indoor shoot, probably. So yeah, that's a look at the actual lenses themselves. We've got, as we always get, a nice little package here with some extras in. So we have got, let's just see if we can get this opened up. the camera goes a little bit off. So here we have an anti-fog solution. So I think that combined with, there's loads of instructions on there how to use it, that combined with the ventilation system should hopefully mean that we'll be finding a lot less issues with those horrible kind of wet days, or as I say, where we're using face masks when everything just fogs up. I normally wear glasses in everyday life, so I'm well aware of how bad fogging can get with those things on. We've got a nice little new version of the business card, which has got all of the colours on it, which is a nice way of reminding yourself of what there is. You can tick it off if you want to, get your collection. And we have sticker. I've got one of those on my bow bag now, but I've got a couple floating around. So yeah, I'll be looking for somewhere to put that on. I would put it on my laptop, but it's not mine, it's working, so I might get told off. We've got a nice sew on, iron on, I think, badge there. Which is probably something that, again, I've got one or two of those around. I really need to get one onto my hat. I haven't got around to it yet though. I'm always too busy shooting or preparing to shoot. And we have now got, oops, I had to put that down and just go to edit there. So we've now got this is the updated bag. So that helps you to protect the lenses, so you can always pop your glasses in there between ends, or if you're taking it off lunch break and you're not going to change your colours, then you can pop it in there just to keep it safe. So this is going to be the lens cleaning cloth, which are always really useful, really good to have around. These bags actually work quite well as a little cleaning cloth as well if you want to use it, but yeah, these are great to have. And the booklet, which as ever tells you about the product itself, what all of the features are. Oh, dynamic tilt position, I'd forgotten about that. That'll be fun to have a little play with. And we've got more information. And of course, don't forget that X-Sight now, it's not just archery lenses, it's clay lenses as well. So it's really good to see that other sports, other target sports are actually taking up these lenses as well. These give you an idea of how the different colours actually work in reality. And I'm going to give you a little demo of that in a minute actually as well. And then we've got the information here about the different colours, and you can see, if I just go in on the dark crimson, so above it we've got the HD brown, which is the new version of the deep dark brown, which is for the very brightest days to sort of slightly overcast, cloudy, sunny days. Whereas just below it we've got the dark crimson that comes in at a little bit of a lower lighting. So as I say, it's probably going to be more use for that in the UK than there was for the dark brown. Loads and loads of different colours. Neon pink, I think that one's one of the clay ones. I could be wrong, it wasn't one of the ones that I looked at, but you've got deep purple, electric purple, ice blue, ultra blue. I was torn between those two actually, but I ended up going for the ultra blue. I thought I'd grab one while I can. So yeah, light yellow, and there's even now an option for a clear. So some people have been saying they wanted to shoot with normal vision, but something just to keep the breeze out of their eyes, which is quite a nice idea. For me, I would never probably use them that way because I just have got so used to shooting with the colour, purely to help my eyes relax more to shoot for the whole day. And then we've got instructions on the back for how to change the lens. So let's give that a go. Okay, I've had to move things around so that I can use both hands now. So here we have our lens with our arms already on. And to change the lens, you simply put pressure here, which is, there we go, this area here. There's actually the logo on there. Put pressure there and push away, just gently. And there you go, lens pops out. So again, on this side, pressure where the logo is, push it away, and it pops off. That is really easy to take off and to put on. You simply, see there's a gap there, slide that into there, clip, that's it, it's on. That is so easy to do. And again, slide in, clip, and it's on. Aha! And we've just found, so this is how you change the angle as well. So it's much more customizable than the original version was. Not that I found personally that there was any issue with that original version, but it's nice to know that things are more flexible for people who've got different requirements basically. So yeah, that's really easy to do. That is brilliant. So now the last thing to do is to try and show you how they actually work with an actual target face. So here we are with a half size feature 18 face, designed really for shooting at 9 meters instead of 18, but quite good for hopefully showing you how these lenses actually work. So obviously you can see the colours here, as there would naturally be. Now if I bring across, the lens doesn't like that. You can see how it changes what you're looking at, changes the colouring. Now obviously it's quite dull in here at the moment, so it's not really, and it's really not, that is not liking that at all, is it? But you can see it really knocks back the colours. So on a bright day you're not going to get eye strain from the sun. Now for the deep purple, so again you can see how that changes what you're looking at. And I do find that it makes the blue pop a bit more, but I find there's more a case of it's a blue-red differentiation is stronger, which allows me to focus more towards the centre of the target. And now for the orange. Now you can see compared to the first one, that actually looks quite a bit brighter. So that's definitely going to do the job of pulling out colours that you want to look at. The blue gets really pushed to the back. The red and the gold are really starting to pop out more. So when you are in lower light conditions, that is definitely going to help outdoors to keep your focus back where it wants to be. And now for the yellow. Okay, that clarifies everything to me. So that makes things look a whole lot brighter and crisper. But again, the blue is pushed back. It creates like a 3D effect almost. So the blue is pushed back, coming out to the yellow, which is quite a nice effect with that one. And I do apologise for the dodgy camera work, but as I say, I'm not used to doing this with my phone. And now we've got the ultra blue. And you can see that's really changed the amount of light coming through and the way that the light comes through. So having had a slightly yellow cast to the background, to the white, because obviously I'm under standard house lights, that's really pushed back. If you're somewhere where you've got fluorescent lighting, that's going to be more like a natural outdoor lighting. And again, what this actually does, and because it does it more strongly because of the being the ultra blue, is it just totally knocks out the red. So you've got the blue, this gap, and then pin sharp in on the yellow, which obviously looks a little bit more greeny. But that I think is going to work really nicely at focusing in on the centre and just keeping you know, keeping your mind where you want to be on the gold. So there you go. So that is my quick look at the new lenses, and I shall be shooting them for the first time tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching.